how to receive tax-free stipends. In a previous video, we discussed there are 3 requirements to receive a portion of your income in the form of tax-free stipends. Those 3 requirements are 1, maintaining a tax home, 2, duplicating expenses, and 3, distance from your tax home. In this video, we're going to discuss duplicating expenses, what it means, what are some of the questions travelers have related to this, and some of the issues they have as well. To start with, I want to say I am not a tax expert. Everything shared in this video is just my own interpretation of the tax laws from resources I have read through, trying to learn as much as I can about duplicating expenses. Second thing I want to say is these are the rules set by the IRS, not the agency, not the hospital. These are IRS rules. Just because an agency is willing to pay you tax-free stipends does not mean it is okay with the IRS. So make sure you are aware of all the IRS rules related to receiving tax-free stipends. And third thing, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Hit the little bell icon down below. Also give the video a thumbs up. That lets the YouTube algorithm know that you like this video, and they will hopefully share it with more travel nurses like you. So let's get into the material here. We're going to talk about duplicating expenses, what does it mean, and how to do it. So duplicating expenses is pretty simple to understand. One of the requirements as a travel nurse is maintaining a tax home. So that means that is your primary home, that is your first expense. When you're a travel nurse, you travel away to another location and you have to duplicate expenses there, meaning you have to pay for another place to stay. It is the expenses of living in another town, paying for another place for you to stay, that is the duplicating expenses part. So that's very easy to understand. It's pretty much just like it sounds. You are duplicating expenses because you have a home here at your tax home, plus you have a place to stay here at your contract. So there's a couple issues or questions I get frequently about duplicating expenses. Some travel nurses like to group their days together, and they like to work 3 days in a row and then go home, or work 6 days in a row and then go home. That is completely okay to go back home. However, there is a little bit of a twist to it. Most travel nurses receive a maximum stipend, meaning they are getting paid 7 days worth of stipend each week. So for each day you receive stipend, you must be duplicating expenses. There is a common misconception. A lot of travelers, they'll read their contract from the agency and it will look like they're getting paid stipends only for the 3 days they are working. However, 9 times out of 10, this is not true. Usually they are getting paid 7 days worth of stipends, and the agency is just dividing that amount by 3 and paying you 1/3 of it for each shift you work. So if you want to verify this, you can go to the gsa.gov website. You can verify what the maximum stipend is for the area your contract is in, because it varies from metro area to metro area or zip code area. So definitely check out the GSA website, see what the maximum stipend is. It will also tell you the daily maximum, which is usually how it shows it. You can figure out how many days of stipends you're getting paid with your stipends. If you're getting paid 7 days worth of stipends, you are supposed to be duplicating expenses 7 days a week then. So with that being said, if you're a traveler who stays in a hotel, you stay in a hotel 3 days a week, but you're getting paid 7 days worth of stipends, the IRS doesn't like that. Doesn't mean you will get audited for it. You could, there's a risk to it. I am just sharing my interpretation of tax laws to make you aware. So just make sure that if you are getting paid 7 days worth of stipends, that you are duplicating 7 days a week. So I hope that is clear. Next thing we're going to discuss is paying fair market value when you duplicate expenses. This is a big question and it's often confusing to a lot of people. When you're duplicating expenses, you can't rent a 30 square foot area in someone's backyard and go buy a $200 tent and stay in it for 3 months, or claim that as duplicating expenses. You can't, rent from a friend, rent a bedroom for your friend from $1 a month. The government realizes this is a loophole and they've already tried filling it. You have to pay fair market value when you are duplicating expenses. So a lot of people ask, well, what is fair market value? Well, it varies. There is no concrete answer of exactly fair market value is this much. What I like to kind of tell people as a guideline is look and see what the average cost of the houses or bedrooms, whatever it is that you are renting in that area, and just know that that's pretty close to fair market value. So let's say in Atlanta, Georgia, a 1-bedroom apartment is normally $1,500 a month. If you're paying $1,200 to $2,000, anything above that $1,500 is definitely okay. So as long as you're paying close to the average of a similar place in that area. Another little kind of tip or guideline, most of the time if you're not renting from a friend or a family member, you are going to get charged at least fair market value. So a lot of times the fair market value is more of an issue when a travel nurse is renting from a friend who says, oh, I have an empty bedroom, you can just come stay for free and I'll charge you $10 a month just so you can say you're renting from me. Well, yes, you're renting for $10 a month, but that's not fair market value. So most of the time, like I said, if you're not renting from a friend or a family member, whoever the landlord is going to be charging you close to fair market value, if not more. So I hope this helps and kind of clears things up on duplicating expenses. If you have questions, post them down below. I'd love to hear them and see maybe what I can add to the next video. So see you guys in the next video.